Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Hawthorn vs Western Bulldogs game, in which was a really weird game. The weirdness just goes down to Team English taking a kick out down by 3 with 45 seconds left, and how the Western Bulldogs, they lost to Hawthorn. They pretty much they solidified, I guess, a spot in the top 8 for the Swans, or at least this week, and basically means that the Swans are ever closer to securing a spot in the 8 with just a win against Adelaide. I'm pretty sure basically before the round, the percentage chance of them going through with just a win was around about 75, and the chance of them going through with a win and a draw was around about 90%, and now I'm pretty sure it's around about, with 2 rounds to go, a win gets them around 85 or so percent, and a win and a draw pretty much gets them through, no matter of the other results, just because there's so many teams playing each other, etc, etc. But before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, NEWCOMBE was the absolute star. I didn't actually catch much of this game, but yeah, just look at this from NEWCOMBE. 16. He got only 16 in the first quarter, and then just decided, 101 in the next 2, and then 42 in the last, so 1-4-3. Let me repeat that, 1-4-3 in the last 3 quarters. Just a day out. I think he had 40 disposals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he had 35 in the last 3. I believe let's just bring up his stats actually on here, because you'll see how ridiculous this game is, and yeah, what a product he is. And you could have seen this coming. I don't think many people would have traded him. I don't think he is a trade-in target this week, but I do think there is some prospect for him in the future, as that Hawks midfield shouldn't really change. I don't think. You will see Will Day, you will see Connor Nash, you will see NEWCOMBE, you will see McGuinness in there if their tag is necessary. They're sort of their 4. I'm probably missing someone. Potentially Cam McKenzie is the 5th guy at the moment, and I'm probably still missing someone. But yeah, you can see 40 disposals, 12 marks, 4 tackles. And the fact that he got 4 tackles, and his ability is up there to get somewhere close to 10, and he's the type of player that I could see averaging 7 or 8 tackles, means that there's still some room to grow. His top out score is probably 170, 175, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, he had a season high in kicks, season high in handballs, season high in marks. He got... Is this going to be potentially a season-tying free kick points differential off of it? Is it? No, because that would be... yes, it would be, actually, I believe, because that's only 1 point difference, and he got a positive 2 swing in his favour, which is the same as a here, I believe, as well. He got 2. That was a -1 there. So, yeah, he got a positive 2, and then he got a goal as well, which is... other than this 2-goal effort, is he only kicks a goal or so every 2 games. So yeah, just a mammoth effort by him. Let me go back to here. Am I missing someone from Hawthorn in that midfield? Well, James Worpel actually is that other guy. Ward, I think they're turning into a winger, I believe, but could be still another midfielder. Yeah, that's all the midfielders there. Amon 138's huge effort from him. Mid only sort of sucks. Maybe he gets that defender status for next year. I don't know exactly how that worked when they readjusted, etc. But he must be getting close to that defender status, and if he does, that will be huge, as he could be used as a guy, as a defender next year, but also the fact that his position changed, and with injuries could change back to that wing role or whatever, and that wing role doesn't really help as at the Hawks. There isn't really a winger in the comp that scores well consistently, that is fancy relevant actually, even like Josh Dacos. I'm talking about pure wingers. Even Josh Dacos doesn't score consistently enough as a mid-only type guy, as a winger as a pure winger to get into fantasy teams. It's only his shift, I guess, on ball or etc. I think he shifted a little bit on ball. Let's actually check that to see that has helped him increase a little bit. If we look at Collingwood, where are they here? We look 2023. You'll see actually hasn't shifted on ball, I don't think. No, he didn't shift. So I guess it was just more use of Dacos rather than Nick Dacos that helped him get up. But anyway, so I don't think he is a option next year if he gets that wing role, even with defender status. Moore 107, Reeves 104, Will Day 96. Glad that I didn't go for him. I went for the best defender, I guess, in there. It's just that I had more and more injuries that just killed, I guess, and it was also just a horrific midfield round this week. So that killed that. So Will Day 96. He came alive in the second half for a 56 second, but nothing in the first half really of note. Hardwick 93, Morrison 89, Nash, Sicily only 8 in the last quarter, so was on 76 at 3/4 time. He gave away this weird free kick, which wasn't a free kick. I think it was here, as this looks like his only free kick. Apparently, when you're running out from goal, the opponent is allowed to be in the goal square alongside you and still be able to, which should be in the 15-meter protected arc, which should almost effectively be a circle, in my opinion. But he was within about 6 feet of Sicily and ran him down, obviously, because Sicily would expect at least a 10-meter radius around him, and got caught holding the ball right out of the goal square from a guy coming from behind him, which is a rule that I'm guessing will be clarified by the AFL this week, as it was a massive error from the umpires. So yes, Sicily, that cost him 6 points, I guess, and would have got him to 90, but I mean, he's so highly owned that it didn't really matter. Warple, Kaczynski, McDonald, Ward, Scrimshaw, Weddle, Impey, Lewis, McDonald, none of these guys I really see much improvement on next year, to be honest with you. None of these guys I really see any improvement possibilities. Then you have Bond here, 102, 41 in the last, so yeah, he just didn't do anything basically, but I mean, this game sort of sucked for me because of the injury, the concussion to Liberatore, that it sort of killed this game, killed my round, I guess. If Liber actually scored well, I might have actually gained rank still, which is really funny because it was a horrific round for me. But yeah, Bont 102 just struggled. English 96, just didn't really do anything in the third quarter, which sort of killed the game for him, but came up against Hawks in Reeves, which seems to be a tough matchup, and he sort of could be an option next year now, with the scores that he's starting to put up, I believe. I could be wrong on that one. Let's look at Reeves. He's been solo ruck, I think, for 2 games now, and gone 95, 104, so we'll have to wait and see how he does, how he pulls along in the next couple of weeks. But if he does start putting up these numbers, this could be a shift in Reeves' game, and could we see a value option next year with Reeves? We'll have to wait and see. But if he puts up another 2 tons against Melbourne and Freo, I think he will be an option next year, and he's going to be priced at, let me just see here, doing some quick maths, 19 times even 61.7 plus 200 divided by 21. He'll still be priced at worst, I'd probably see him priced at 600k, and 600k for a guy that's averaged, for a guy that's going to say average roughly 95 or so in his last 5 if he scores 2 more tons. I think that's good value there. Bailey Williams 89, Lob, Richards, O'Donnell 73, so he came alive and finally showed that he can actually score. Treloar, West, Ugle-Hagan, Dale, Smith, no one really scored, and I'm pretty sure the Western Bulldogs didn't have the disposals that they were used to, So that's a weird thing. I think they had just a tick over 300 touches, when they usually average around 380, 390. I think the Bulldogs, they're one of the high possession teams. So Hawks have done that back-to-back weeks. They've limited the amount of disposals that the opposition have had, and thus much lower fantasy output. And then McRae 45, that just killed. So yeah, wonder what's going to happen with him. And then Libba 22 just got concussed in the middle of the second quarter, and she was on track for probably a 60 or so, 70. So it wasn't going to be that 100 game that would have probably given me rank increase. But I mean, him missing now West Coast sort of sucks, because that was supposed to be the value game of the lot. I guess it was still the right decision. It just, on principles, it was the right decision. Just sucks that, you can't predict an injury like that, like a concussion like that. I mean, Libba's so hard at the ball, so you could say that there's an increased chance, but I mean, he played pretty much every game of the year, etc. You have Bonds and other guys like Petrarca, who have played every single game. You've got guys in the forward line like Gordon, and Dunkley's missed a couple of games, but Rosie as well. Tim Taranto hasn't missed a game. So all these other guys haven't really missed a game, and they're just as hard at the footy as Libba. So like, you can't really say that him being hard at the footy, you should have known that for a concussion, etc. But yeah, just a unlucky part of AFL fantasy is concussions and injuries like that are so that have I guess anyone can get them type of chance. I guess, well, anyone can get any injury, but a concussion like that is a little bit more innocuous, I guess. But anyway, that is the video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next game review, which is the St Kilda vs Richmond one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.